If the Chiefs trade all the way up to number 12 in the first round, it's going to break the NFL.
I know, it's insane, Steve.
What is happening, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to All Chiefed Up. If you're new here, hit that sub button if you like Chiefs content. Mike, what's this rumor I hear about the Chiefs maybe moving up in the draft to take JSN?
So Sports Illustrated's NFL analyst Mark Van Sickle said the Chiefs are going to trade up to number 12 with the Texans, and they're going to take Jackson Smith-Njigba, wide receiver from Ohio State. We're going to give up our number 31, both of our 7ths this year, and a 2024 first-round pick.
If the Chiefs trade all the way up to number 12 in the first round, it's going to break the NFL, and it's going to break my heart if they use that pick on Jackson Smith-Njigba.
I know, it's insane, Steve. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Mark Van Sickle must be drinking the good stuff, because I don't see any world where I would trade up to number 12 overall to take a wide receiver like Jackson Smith-Njigba that can't even play on the outside. He's strictly just a slot receiver in this league.
We already have a plethora of slot receivers in Kansas City. We don't need another one, especially trading up to number 12 in the draft to get one. That's just absurd. Jackson Smith-Njigba does not impress me that much. If you look at his numbers at the Combine, he was actually 19th in overall production, 37th in athleticism, and 10th overall total score. That does not sound like somebody that you want to trade up to pick number 12 in the draft to get.
Yeah, I've said it before. His route running is suspect, and he's a good slot guy, but he just can't win on the outside. He can get from 0 to 60 pretty quick. He's pretty elite doing that, but his overall deep speed isn't really there, and his route running is just kind of horrible. You would see times where he would go across the middle and just get to a spot and sit down because the Ohio State offense was just that good. He didn't really have to put a lot of effort in on route running.
Yeah, he actually ran a 4.46 at his pro day, which is pretty impressive. But just the fact that he got most of his production in one season, that don't tell me that he's all that consistent just yet. It could have been a one-off year, and I don't know if you want to put all your eggs in that basket.
I've heard him being comped to Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. That is a stupid comp. I think he's more or less a very small tier version of Amon-Ra St. Brown at best.
NFL.com has him comped to Jarvis Landry, and that's kind of what I see from him.
So if me and you are in agreement that Jackson Smith-Njigba isn't the guy, and we're definitely not going up to number 12, who would you like to see the Chiefs take at wide receiver, Steve, that you think could help the Chiefs this season?
So I think the Chiefs have the luxury of waiting until later in this draft to address wide receiver and go ahead and shore up the offensive and defensive line with those early picks. There's actually a receiver that I'm very high on and I think would be perfect in Kansas City's offense that's projected in the 4th or 5th round. He's 5'11", 175 pounds. He ran a 4.43 40-yard dash at the Combine and a 1.5 10-yard split. He graded 7th in production, 11th in athleticism, and 12th overall amongst wide receivers at the Combine. And his name is Charlie Jones, wide receiver from Purdue. This kid is super versatile. He's trustworthy. He's got good hands. He runs crisp routes, and he's a good kick and punt returner.
Charlie Jones absolutely dismantled Syracuse's Garrett Williams, cornerback. And I think that's a good pick, Steve. I'm going to look at a couple guys. I have Tyler Scott from Cincinnati. He's more of the Mecole Hardman-esque Tyreek Hill kind of guy. He can play the slot. He has blazing speed. He can blow the top off of any defense. And he used to be a running back in high school, so run after the catch is really good. And he can squat up to 600 pounds. Another guy I like at the X spot would be Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss. 6'2", 220. Actually have him comped to Sammy Watkins. I think he's great size-speed combo. He has a good, strong build, and he can go get the deep ball for Patrick Mahomes.
Chiefs Kingdom, where do you think that the Chiefs should be targeting a receiver in this year's NFL draft?
If you watched our live stream Saturday night, then something crazy happened. Steve, what was it?
Our live stream was crashed by none other than the Kansas City Chiefs offensive tackle, Darian Kennard. He come in, we had a good conversation. It was really fun. Make sure to check that out right now. Get in the comments, and thanks for subscribing and hitting that bell.
Aside from my soul,